Now, 7 weather with meteorologist Erika Delgado.
All right, South Florida, milder start to the day. Temperatures for most of South Florida in the 60s, and there were a few 70s out there. 50s are now a thing of the past, at least for the next few days. 65 currently in Fort Lauderdale, 68 in Miami, 66 in Key Largo, 68 now in Marathon, and 70s in Key West. Temperatures are up to 4 to 5 degrees warmer for areas like Key Largo, Miami, and Fort Lauderdale compared to this very time yesterday. And it's a sign that the weather pattern is changing. Another sign that the weather pattern is changing is some shower activity that we find across the Atlantic waters and across the Florida Straits. The air is not as dry as it has been, and it is feeling just a touch more humid across South Florida. Still comfortable, though, not those uncomfortable humidity levels that we're expecting later on this weekend. South Florida should remain mostly quiet, but we will be warm. The focal point for a severe weather outbreak across the nation's midsection today as a storm system pushes through the area. That same storm system will eventually bring a front across our area, but not until Monday. Ahead of it, high pressure is moving farther east. Our winds are going to be out of the southeast today. We're mainly dry, but we're warm and just a touch more humid. We'll feel it for the weekend. Gusty winds return on Saturday, warm mid 80s, and still watching for that front. Now that same front does enter Florida throughout the day on Sunday. It'll be across the Florida Panhandle. It'll be a weakening one, so we're not expecting severe weather here in South Florida once it comes to us here. But what we are expecting are temperatures likely in the mid to upper 80s on Sunday. A very windy day. We remain mostly dry through the entire weekend. Risk of rip currents will remain high through the next few days. Seas 2 feet, Biscayne Bay a light chop. Heading into the Florida Keys, coastal waters smooth to light chop with seas inside and beyond the reef about 1 to 2 feet. Take advantage now before wind speeds begin to increase. High tide happening in the following hour in Fort Lauderdale and in Miami. Key West, your high tide will be a little later this morning at 11:01. So we're mostly sunny today, just a little more humid, still comfortable out. Temperatures will feel warm in the lower 80s. And then tonight the breeze begins to build. Green light for any outdoor Friday evening plans you may have. A nice beach breeze in place, but you'll notice overnight, no more 60s. We're back mostly into the 70s Saturday and Sunday morning. Sunday, windy and warm. Some spots could reach the upper 80s. And then that front comes through on Monday. St. Patrick's Day provide a few showers. Brief relief on Tuesday. Not a big cool down, but we could see some 50s early Tuesday morning. And then the still breezy through Wednesday. Then for the start of spring is on Thursday. Highs are back into the mid 80s with another front approaching the area. That's your 7 on 7.
7 weather with meteorologist Erika Delgado.
All right, South Florida, milder start to our day. Temperatures instead of the 50s and 60s that we've been seeing all week, now 60s and 70s. We're warm today. We're a bit more humid, but still tolerable. And then a little sneak peek for the weekend. We are warmer and our winds turn gusty and even windy at times. Right now, temperatures are in the mid 60s, 65 in Fort Lauderdale, 66 in Hollywood, 64 right now in Pompano Beach. And as we work our way into Miami-Dade, we're seeing more of those mid to upper 60s even, 68 in Miami, as well as in Homestead, 67 in Hialeah, and a bit more comfortable in Kendall, where temperatures are sitting at 63. 70s for some of the Florida Keys, Isla Mirada, 71, as well as in Cudjoe, 70 in Key West right now, 68 degrees in Marathon, 66 in Key Largo. Our winds are beginning to turn clockwise. They're out of the north right now, but they'll be veering off the water later today and eventually become out of the southeast, and that's going to be a big point for the warming trend that we're expecting later today. But luckily for us, because we don't have the wind off the water this morning, the showers that we've been seeing over the Atlantic waters have remained away from South Florida. Other than a few passing clouds, we should be mostly dry. Can't rule out a stray shower, of course, later, especially with that wind out of the southeast. But really the big story will be the warmer temperatures. We're in the mid to lower 80s across all of South Florida, and then winds begin to increase tonight. Gusty winds on Saturday, a little warmer, windy on Sunday with highs for some reaching into the mid to upper 80s. And then a front comes through Monday, St. Patrick's Day, could squeeze out a few showers, brings brief relief on Tuesday, but by Thursday, the start of spring, we're right back into the mid 80s. That's your 7 on 7.
This